Hello there, and welcome aboard episode 1 of my short mini-series for Rule the Waves 2. We're going to call this Design Studies. As you can see, I have started up a short new game as Germany, and the purpose of this series is to try out some new designs and test things that I wasn't really able to test in my last playthrough as Britain. So for this episode, we're going to be taking a look at a few different variations on heavy cruiser designs and seeing which ones, in the 1920s at least, with 1920s technology, would win out. So, without further ado, let's get this started. So we need to design a ship. We're going to start off with the auto designer, as all first good designs do. And let's see, no. I want something. I don't quite like the arrangement they're coming up with here. Too many casemates. Alright, here we go. I think this will work. Okay, so let's see. This is actually a very weird arrangement. But I think we can work with that. So first things first, did you know that we can build pocket battleship style heavy cruisers as long as we meet certain requirements? So we can have up to 7 11-inch guns in 2 turrets as long as we are no more than 12,000 tons. And I think there's a belt armor limitation as well. But as you can see, it's an acceptable design. Alright, now let's start turning this into something actually useful. So we're going to go up to 6-inch guns there. Alright. Want decent number of secondaries. Only 2-inch secondary armor. We'll put that onto flat docks, so it goes over to all or nothing designs. There we go, looking good. We do want director firing for the secondaries. And let's see, we obviously want oil firing because that makes a big difference. Deck armor can go up to 2. Range, medium, speed, decent. Wow. Something's weird about this. This seems like a design I never would have been able to get away with before. Oh, here we go. Okay, torpedo defense. Doink, doink. There we go. That's a little bit more reasonable. All right, so torpedo defense 2. We've got some protection. Plunk down some inclined belt. And yep, we do have a few torpedoes. We've got a little bit of anti-aircraft. And yeah, I think that looks good. Well, let's see. What else can we do? 100 rounds per gun seems a little bit light. We don't have unit machinery. Can't quite pull that off. Alright, so let's see, what else we have? Can I bump up the belt any? Nope, that's too heavy. I'm not going to mess around with the deck at all, because that's plenty good enough. Alright, there we go. Let's see. So I think this is a pretty solid design here. We'll check real quick. Alright, so secondaries are losing out a little bit. Can I squeeze any more on? Nope, can't squeeze any more secondaries on. What if... Oh, it's close. Nope, still doesn't quite work. Okay, that works. So we can do 10 secondaries. And that allows us to do 8 tertiaries with their A capabilities. Obviously, later on, it would be important to swap those around. Now, I could also ditch the torpedoes, but you know, cruisers do benefit from having torpedoes every now and then. Actually, we're going to ditch them. This isn't a full reproduction of a pocket battleship. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Alright, so with those gone, that does free up a fair bit of weight. Is that enough for us to go unit machinery? Nope, not quite. And this is also making a number of assumptions, like I'm assuming that I don't have to worry in the slightest about actual AA capabilities. So I don't have any light AA. I'm not putting any sort of aircraft capability on a ship like this that probably should actually have it. But we've got decent torpedo defense. We've got good armor, considering. And decent speed, 28 knots, is actually pretty impressive for a ship like this. Let's see, what would it take, just out of curiosity, to bump this thing up? So we're using oil firing. If we went to a speed type, can't quite squeeze out 29 knots. Ugh. Yeah, so a ship like this would be stuck with 28 knots, no matter what we do. Can't quite pull off unit machinery. Can we pull off an extra gun? Nope, can't pull off extra turrets. Alright, well, we're kind of stuck there. And what about... Well, I could throw on extra tertiaries. What about extra ammunition? Well, I could get up to 110 rounds. That is an important consideration there, but no, I think it'll be fine with 100. These are fairly hefty guns after all. Alright, and now we need a name for this thing. Something that clearly identifies what type of ship this is. So I'm actually going to be using code names for these classes instead of, you know, proper upstanding things, because these are just design studies. Alright, so it is a heavy cruiser, but I need a proper code name indicating pocket battleship. So I'm going to call this PB1. And let's see, are there any other variations that we want to do on this? Not that I can... well... I'm kind of curious what it would take to squeeze in unit machinery there, so we may make additional sacrifices to do so. Oh, and the other thing that I want to do... Oh, we don't have magazine box, so I can't really test that. I will have to fix that, but we'll worry about that next time. For right now, this is Pocket Battleship Design 1. Yep, so we're going to save that. Yep, secondary rate of fire is reduced, but that's fine. So we're going to start development there, design ship, and we're just going to open that. So we're starting off from the same spot, and we want unit machinery, and what sacrifices would I have to make to get that? Alright, so I could ditch some torpedo defense. That actually squeezes right on in. Alright, so that's another possibility. So we'll save that as the PB1U for unitized machinery. We're going to save that one as well. And now we need to start designing some proper... Well, next design study is going to be for some more treaty-style heavy cruisers, because that's ultimately what I want to see. How well do these compare to both treaty heavy cruisers of similar tonnage and to properly optimized non-treaty heavy cruisers? Alright, so we got 12,000 tons, 28 knots. We're going to go with similar stuff. I'm going to uncheck that for right now, bump that back up, and we're going to start swapping around this weapons layout. Alright, so we've got several variations we could go with. So we're going to try an ABVY. There we go, and we're going to go with 8-inch guns. Actually, you know what? We're going to do an ABXY. There we go. Looks nicer that way, you know? Alright. And with that done, that saves us quite a bit of weight. Obviously, we're going to have to bump up the rounds per gun to compensate for rate of fire changes. But that looks decent. We still have leftover tonnage, which means I can start looking at raising speed. Well, I can't quite pull off 29 knots yet. Not like this. But if we ditch the torpedo defense, we could. Let's see, if we go up to speed, could we go up to 30? Oh, we're so close. 30 knots. We are almost there. Let's see, 60 tons off. If we ditch those, there we go. Slightly less secondaries. But now we've got extra speed. Could we pull off unit machinery? Well, our tertiaries are significantly weakened. And we're using speed priority engines. But we've got unit machinery on this platform. That's actually pretty good. Alright, so this one is going to be CA1. And we're going to go twin turrets by 4, unitized. Actually, you know what? We're going to call it CA8 because it has 8-inch guns. Alright. So we'll call that. Start developing that. And we'll try it again, this time with 3x3. A, B, Y, triples. Alright, and, ooh, that looks a little bit heavier. And it makes sense, we're squeezing a whole extra gun in there, but we're only 27 tons up. That's not bad. Can't quite make up the ammunition there, but let's see, what else could we make up the weight? Well, what if we did that? There we go. And that works out pretty nice. That gives us a 3x3 unitized machinery design. So we're going to save that. Okay, and now we need to start taking a look at the 10-inch gun ships. So these are where things get kind of interesting. All right, so 10-inch guns. I don't think we're going to be quite able to pull all of that off, so we're going to have to drop one whole turret there. All right, so that gives us 6 guns. And interestingly, we are still slightly overweight. Well, let's see. 29 knots. Well, if we go down to 28 knots, we could put that turret back on. Let's see how the gun data compares. So 10-inch guns reach out to 20,000 yards. 8-inch guns reach out to 18,000 yards. And 11-inch guns reach out to 23,000 yards. All right. Interesting. All right, but we were looking for a 10-inch design. So dropping all the way down to 28 knots is pretty significant. We could go back up to normal priority there. Could I put more belt on? 4.5. Can't quite pull off a 5-inch belt, unfortunately. We're just a little bit overweight there, but if we drop that down and we shave a little bit off there, all right, that looks like it might work. All right, so we'll call this design the CA-10 2x3 unitized. Okay, and we're going to save that. We're going to develop that as well. All right, and I will be right back once I have enough of these ships so we can actually run some exercises. So I will be right back. All right, and we're back. And as we can see, I currently have 6 of each major type. We've got 6 10-inch cruisers, 6 8-inch cruisers, and 6 pocket battleships, with variations of each so we can find out how they perform. Now we just have to run some fleet exercises, so let's get that started. Alright, fleet exercise. First things first, we're going to create a new division. And we're just going to start throwing all of the pocket battleships in there. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, I guess I can only put 5 ships in there. Well, that'll have to work. We'll call that good. Next up, enemy main force. New division. And let's find some of these 8-inch cruisers. Alright, so we've got, let's see, we're going to lead with the 2x4s. 1, 2, where's the other ones? We are missing a few ships here. There they are, okay. Three, 4, and 5. All right. So this is going to be a quick rumble between 8-inch armed cruisers and 11-inch armed cruisers. All right. Weather's going to be good. Daytime. Classic start range. Sounds good to me. Yep. All right. And let's get this party started. So, here we go. And it is clear weather, gentle breeze, and let's get this information portrayed. Alright, so, sighting range is a little bit longer than our gun range, which means we actually get to see these guns and their range having an effect. Nice. Alright, and there we go. Enemy ship sighted. We'll drop that down to slow steaming speed. And let's see, am I able to AI control those? We'll see what they do. And we'll just let the, oh, come on. We'll just let the AI do what the AI do. Alright, so we have opened fire. Come on, keep going. I'm seeing some hits on them. So we are already scoring hits on them at long range. Looks like we're getting some hits in return now. They are charging right on in, but we've got their line cut off. Alright, now our AI turns back around. I do still think that we are coming out ahead, though. Zoom in a little bit more so we can see this. There they go, turning around. Huh. It reverted to manual control. All right, back to AI control. Yeah, we are consistently scoring more hits on them. So yeah, that longer range stuff is definitely outweighing. Stop going back to manual control. I want you on AI control. You do your thing. Here we go. We'll put you on core. There. See if that works. Alright, but we are consistently beating the ever-living daylights out of them. That's one in trouble. There's another one slowed down. Oh, and it reverted back to player control. There you go. Back to AI and go forth and do good things. That guy slowed down. These two are in trouble as well. So that's 2 2x4s, 3 2x4s down. Looks like the 3x3s are going to get away. But I'll be interested to see how their performance is and what kind of armor protection we actually got from this stuff. Alright, there's sunset. Looks like there's a little bit of difference here. And yep, he stopped. And we'll pick up the speed a little bit more. Oh, and they've all detached. Yeah, now we get all the warnings. Thank you guys. And we'll just go back down to cruise speed. And that should be the end of the scenario. Alright, and alright, there we go. So, light damage on all of ours, medium damage on 2, sunk 3, yep, looks good. So, obviously those 11-inch guns significantly outperform 8-inch guns. Alright, let's take a look at the actual performance here. Alright, so yeah, these guys did not get very good accuracy. Let's see, so pulling up the actual stats. Oh yeah, absolutely gunned under. That's bad. Okay, turret disabled, hull hit, supersonic path hit. And yeah, at 14,000 yards, we were just punching right through their belt. And those were fairly angled hits on the approach there. So even with a pretty significant angle, we were just going right through it like butter. Which is about what I would expect from 11-inch guns. At this kind of range, they've got a lot of penetration. Heck, we even start seeing some 6-inch guns getting in on the action here. 4-inch gun hit. Oh my. Oh me, oh my, that is actually pretty impressive. Alright. So, 11-inch. Hull hit belt penetrated. Yep, going right through. Yeah, that was pretty clearly in our favor. And of course, things did not go well for them. Alright. And this guy, I'm expecting similar. Oh! Ouch! Bridge destroyed on the very first hit. And again, almost 19,000 yards, and we just punched right through that belt. And that was at an angled impact, too. So, yeah, 4 inches of armor is not enough to stand up to these big caliber guns. Alright, so there's 16,000 yards still going right through. Yeah, we just absolutely trounced that. Okay, let's see what they did to the pocket battleships. Alright, so these still had all of their speed. Oh, here we go. This guy's got slightly reduced speed. Alright, let's take a look at what happened here. So, one hit on the belt at 16,000 yards that bounced. Okay, so we did actually gain some armor protection against 8-inch guns. Even though it's only a 4-inch belt, we're still able to bounce. Well, okay, hang on. That's high explosive. Okay. High explosive. 6-inch superstructure belt. So then why was her speed limited? It's a little weird. Alright, let's see how this one did. She was the lead ship in the formation. Alright, there we go. Bounce the turret top hit. Superstructure belt extended. 8-inch hit. Ooh, fire control damaged. Belt extended, fore and aft. I wonder how that would have gone differently if they'd been throwing AP instead of HE. So let's find out. Alright, I'm just going to load previous save and we'll be right back. Alrighty, and we are back, and we have set up a new round. I have changed the weapons priorities so that the 8-inch cruisers will be firing AP even at long range, so we'll see if that makes much difference. I've also switched, well, which ships I'm nominally driving, so theoretically I'll be driving the 8-inch cruisers. That said, I'll still be swapping those over directly to AI control, so yeah, let's get this battle going. Alright, and off we go. So we're going to take these, swap them over to AI control, roll his core, and well, we'll see what they do. Okay, there we go. We've got the enemy formation in sight. We're accelerating to speed, and looks like things are not going well for us. As expected. Getting all sorts of warnings about that. Put those back on AI control. And there we go. We lost a few. Oh, that's not good. Let's bring this guy back around too. And there we go. They are getting annihilated. Although it does look like one of them has slowed down. That's intriguing. I wonder what's up with that. Well, this time has been a little bit more expensive for us. And that we lost 4 out of 5 instead of 3 out of 5. But I sank 2 of theirs in return, so hooray. We'll drop that back down to cruise, and we'll call it good. Just run out the clock. What? We had a submarine? That's a load of baloney. Oh well, not that it changed anything. Okay, quick review of the ship's details. Alright, so first things first. I don't expect any significant changes on the 8-inch cruisers. They got gunned under quite effectively by heavy gunfire. Oh, interesting. We actually bounced one. But then we got in close, and things went very, very poorly. There we go. Plenty of splinters in the hull. Yep, even a 6-inch hit is going right into the uptakes. Fire's extinguished, fire's started, flash fire, and then she's down. Alright. What I'm more interested in is these guys. So this fellow took quite a few hits. And I want to see what kind of effects we had at long range. Alright, so these are all AP shells that we were obviously firing, because that was the priority. And, okay, yeah, we got down to point-blank range very quickly. There we go, and we're punching armor at 14,000 yards. And then just a little bit later we bounce off the engine room, so yeah, that is a significant consideration there. 8-inch guns They just don't hit the same way 11-inch guns do, even though we've got more of them. So that is a very important and valid consideration there. Alright, so let's see how this guy did. Okay, yeah, 12 inches, 12,000 yards, 10,000 yards, and we're just going right through. Okay, yep. So those guys did not take too much. Let's see. So these guys actually took quite a bit more hits. Oh no, hang on, that's hits scored. Okay. Yeah, these guys got away clean. Alright, this guy though. Alright, so this guy took 11 heavy and 3 medium. Oh, hang on, nope. That's not the right one. This one. 7 medium hits. Yeah, 13,000 yards punching through. We didn't get any hits much beyond that. And then this guy. Anything here? Splinters in the uptakes right there. What about this guy? Yep, there we go. 15,000 fore and aft hit. So I don't know how well if that would have actually penetrated or not. But yeah, the statistics do not lie. At these ranges, the bigger guns very, very distinctly won out. Even though there were significantly less of them. Alright, well, I think we can call that decisive. Next thing we need to do is try out against the 10-inch gun ships, so I'll be right back. Alright, and we are back. Here we have a new fleet exercise set up. This time it'll be between the pocket battleships and a pair of equal displacement cruisers with 2x4 10-inch guns. So a total of 8 10-inch guns on these cruisers versus 6 11-inch guns on the other ships. And again, equal tonnage. So this should be a relatively fair fight. Alright, once again, daytime, good weather, classic start range, and they're prioritizing AP ammunition even at long range. Alright, let's get this fight started. Hang on, looks like we're slightly off center here. Okay, there we go, that looks good. And all set, fast available speed. Set that to AI control, and off we go. Enemy ships in sight. And let's see what happens. Alright, so I'm seeing a lot of hits on both sides so far. Oh, come on, why is it complaining about that? Keep going. Oh, wow. They get in real close, real fast. These guys are suicidal. Alright, looks like they broke off for a little bit due to damage. Out of ammo for guns that bear. Looks like we're chasing down one of them. This seems to be a little bit more close of a match. Oh, there we go. One of them just blew up. Hold on. Put you back on AI control. And we'll see what they do. Lots of random maneuvers. One of them wandered off. I have no idea what he wandered off to. Oh, switched over to that. Back to AI control. Oh, here comes the other guy. Decided to rejoin again, I guess. Low ammunition. And they're all just going to chase without doing anything useful because they're out of forward ammunition. And it looks like a lot of their turrets are knocked out too. Interesting. Alright, well. Are we closing? Oh, looks like it. Oh, here they come. Back to AI control, the way it's supposed to be. And it reverted again. Come on, guys, do your thing. Interesting, the lead ship is limited to 17 knots. So that's why we're not actually closing. I wonder what happens if I order them to 27 knots. That'll certainly leave behind some of the ships. Maybe. Oh, here we go. They're opening fire. Yeah, not a whole lot to say here. I've ordered them to chase. I guess I'll take manual control here, and we're just not able to force a fight. There we go, resighting. Sighting range is down a little bit. I guess that's why they're re-engaging. Let's see if we can chase this one off. Oh, lost it in the night. Or not. And there we go, ID'd. He fires back with 6-inch guns, but we are absolutely hammering that guy. Yep. And we can call that game. Yeah, we can see him from far away because of the fires, and there we go. Wow, that was a strikingly different result. Alright, let's pull up the stats. Okay, lots and lots of medium hits. Let's see what kind of results we had. Yep, turret knocked out. Aft doesn't look like they got to use a whole lot of that ammo. That's unexpected. And they did use a fair bit, but... Okay, so overall... things got in close very quickly. That's probably why things went poorly for them. And again, we could probably run this a bunch of times and get different results each time, so we'll see. And then here's the other one. She took another 56 medium hits. Yep. Armor belt punched at almost 17,000 yards. That's not something that we were seeing from the 8-inch guns. But again, I don't know how much angle of impact was affecting things, or just their lack of accuracy at those ranges. Still, the 10-inch guns do significantly improve performance. So that is a thing. Critical hit, electric power disabled. Oof. Alright. And then we get on down this way. Let's see how the cruisers did. They did take a fair number of heavy hits. Yeah, this guy had 3 out of his 4 turrets knocked out by the fight. So that is very much a consideration there. But, all things considered, I would say it was still very much in favor of the 10-inch gunned cruisers. Especially considering that the pocket battleship type ships cannot go over 12,000 tons. So I think that's about all the results we need there. And yeah, if we were to try and do that, so let me pull up the pocket battleship again. There we go. Yeah, the moment we go over 12,000 tons, it's going to call it a battle cruiser, because it's outside the definition. Doesn't let you do it. It has to be 12,000 tons. Whereas the heavy cruisers, so let's say this one right here, I can bump this sucker up to quite a bit more tonnage there. Let's say 16,000 tons. 30 knots, unit machinery, and a much heavier belt. So we could go up to a 6-inch belt, 2.5-inch deck, 6-inch turrets, 6-inch conning tower, and I'm still got extra weight remaining. Now, granted, this isn't as cheap of a ship, but it's just so much more effective, it's not even funny. Well, let's see, we could go up to 12 secondaries, 12 tertiaries. Could probably even put, well, can't quite put 2 aircraft on there, but oh well. And throw on a whole stack of light AA there. And this would be a much more effective cruiser overall, much more well-rounded. Torpedo defense, so it can be used aggressively without too much worry about losing stuff. Unit machinery, so again, that speed, it's less likely to lose it. And with a 6-inch belt, it's much more resistant against light cruiser and even heavy cruiser guns. That makes a huge, huge difference. Now, granted, this is very clearly a heavy cruiser, not a battle cruiser. You're going to get eaten alive by battle cruisers. But honestly, that's okay. It's not supposed to take on battle cruisers. That's not its role. It's supposed to be a fleet screen and anti-cruiser ship. And in that role, it's pretty good. So yeah, I think this reinforces the decisions that I've made earlier. That, oh, hang on. It forgot. No, okay. I thought it forgot about my guns, but nope, that was torpedoes. Okay. Yeah, so I think this very heavily supports my decisions earlier that guns, 10-inch guns, are a much better armament than the pocket battleship type 11-inch designs. It is a very interesting idea, but I don't think it actually pays off in practice. Anyway, I think that's enough for the tests today. We'll call things to a close here. I'll see you all next time. Katori87 signing off.